Finally, I want to encourage you to totally surrender. Totally surrender. Look at verses 10 and 11. So were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. Then Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people." Now look what they did in verse 11. Can I remind you that these are businessmen? Fishing is their occupation. This is not their hobby. This is not a pastime. We get it? This is their livelihood. And verse 11 says they pulled their boats up on shore. They left everything. And they followed him. Oh my word. See, a lot of us, instead of singing "I Surrender All," we like to sing "I Surrender Most." I surrender some. All the bad stuff, you can have it. But then the Lord says, surrender everything to me. Surrender everything to me. And discouraged person, hear me today. Simon, hear me today. God's got a plan for you. God has a plan for you still. Your discouragement, your discouragement has not knocked you off of God's will for your life. Jesus didn't say, "Oh, wow, you didn't catch anything? Bummer. I guess I'll look elsewhere for my fishers of men. See ya." That's not what he said. In the midst of his discouragement, and then getting him out of that discouragement, is when Jesus called Simon and called Andrew and called James and called John, and these four business partners put up their boats, which they owned, put up their nets, which they owned, and all their other equipment, which they all owned, and they left it there. And they followed Jesus. Now, don't send me an email saying, "Pastor, I quit my job." Okay, don't do that. But could it be that God is speaking to some people today in the midst of your discouragement? And maybe our ears can be more open to God, especially when we're discouraged or defeated. Amen. Some of us think that God only speaks to us on the mountaintop. I'm here to tell you that God often speaks to us in the valley. And we've ignored... Some Christians ignore the voice of Jesus because all we want is to get out of our funk. And Jesus is actually saying, "I've got a whole plan for you. Hear me." And we choose not to because we're more upset because we didn't catch any fish. We're more upset because things aren't going right. We're more upset because somebody has acted this way or that way or whatever. Whatever the source of your frustration and discouragement is, this is a time we have to spend more of our energy and our attention focusing on Jesus than it is the situation around us. Where we get in the most trouble is when we look at the situation around us instead of Jesus. They left everything, and they followed the Lord. You say, "Pastor, that cost a lot." It did. But you know what they realized? That the value of following Jesus was more than the cost of their boats. Oh, some of you didn't catch that. The value of following Jesus is way more than whatever you have to leave behind in order to do so. When you're discouraged, please see the value of following Jesus. See the value of your relationship with Jesus.